Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're continuing the Ohr HaChaim. We're in Parshas Balak. We're going to learn Perek Chav Beis Pasuk Mem Aleph. This coming Shabbos, Yud Zayin Tammuz, Mitzvah Hashem, will be the yahrzeit of the Heilige, the Ohr HaChaim Hakadosh. Only 6 tzaddikim got the title Hakadosh. One of them was the Ohr HaChaim. There's a lot of different reasons. Some of it's because they went up to Yisrael. Some of it because they were shomer de bris on an outstanding level. They had tremendous kedusha that was on a level not right for their generation. But with respect to the Pirushim, tzaddikim from all backgrounds all agree that the Ohr HaChaim teaches us fundamentals of Yiddishkeit, whether it's Hasidish, whether it's Litvish, Svardish, obviously from Morocco where the Ohr HaChaim is from, but even from Egypt, Sardim from Syria, from Iraq, from Persia, from Chol Tfusay Sa'aretz, all have taken upon themselves one way or another to learn the Ohr HaChaim. We, Baruch Hashem, have been Zoicha to learn pieces for the last few years. We have learned the Ohr HaChaim brings us classic, fundamental Yisoidus in Yiddishkeit. Some places he reveals secrets to us. Some places he teaches us the secrets of Tshuva, the secrets of Torah, the famous Maimer of the Ohr HaChaim, that if people would taste the sweetness of Torah, they would never leave it. And besides the schools that are attached to it, but on a very simple level, the importance of the limud that we get for ourselves to improve our avodas in Hashem, to become better Yidden, better Jews. The Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh is of the classic seifers. Obviously, there's the Rishonim when we're talking about Al-Pi Achronim. As we saw, and we know many stories, the Ohr HaChaim Pirush al Torah could not have been written unless he had Ruach HaKodesh, unless this was Mamish, the Shechina was talking from his throat. And there's a lot of importance to learning the Ohr HaChaim. The Baba Sali would learn the Ohr HaChaim every Erev Shabbos, the Parsha cover to cover. He would learn the entire Parsha. Obviously, from Morocco, he understood the importance of the Ohr HaChaim, but he also would encourage other people to learn from the Ohr HaChaim. The Hasidim, right, especially original Hasidim, but many Hasidim have an Indian to learn it L'chol Shishi. Other Hasidim learn it before Shachris and Shabbos. But as we mentioned, even the Chazon Ish, there's a famous story with the Chazon Ish. He sent his niece to daven by the caver of the Ohr HaChaim, calling him an Adam Gadol. So even though Reb Chaim Kanievsky was not known if he learned Ohr HaChaim on a constant basis, but for sure the Chazon Ish, it's brought down from his own family, would say that Ohr HaChaim was an Adam Gadol. So we obviously, Baruch Hashem, have learned pieces, and it's really just to be mechazik myself and hopefully others in the shir to once again to take upon ourselves to learn Ohr HaChaim as much as we can, to be kavei shir, and that's what will be zeicha to the Yeshuas that we need. So as we're continuing in Parshas Balak, Perek Chav Beis Pasuk Mem Aleph. So the pasuk says, "Vayihi ba'boker," was in the morning. Vayikach Balak es Bilaam, and Balak took Bilaam. Vayaleyu b'mais Baal. They went up to this place called b'mais Baal. Vayar misham ketzei ha'am. Now the Ohr HaChaim says this pasuk on a grammatical point doesn't seem to make sense, and we're going to see that the Ohr HaChaim is medayik and is going to teach us behind the scenes what was going on. Now remember, all the information that we have in Parshas Balak until the last few psukim are all what Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu. This wasn't a conversation that Hashem had with Moshe Rabbeinu had with Klal Yisrael. At this moment, Klal Yisrael had no idea what was going on in Ammon and Moab. They had no idea that Balak and Bilaam teamed up together to try to curse and destroy Klal Yisrael. So we're going to see here that Hakadosh Baruch Hu, obviously, when he told Moshe Beruach HaKodesh, Mila b'Mila, Ois b'Ois, what to write, Hashem hid in the words, in the psukim, different secrets, different inferences, and we're going to see how the Ohr HaChaim Al-Pi Ruach HaKodesh is going to teach us. The word Vayihi is also Lashon Tsar. So the Ohr HaChaim says right away, what Tsar is here? And next thing is Baboiker. What do I have to know when it was? In the morning, in the evening? It makes no difference. And the next question, the Ohr HaChaim says, the word Vayikach Balak is Bilaam is a funny language to say. Where did Balak take Bilaam? They didn't take him anywhere. They were there already from the day before, right? And also taking sounds like by force. So the Chaim is going to teach us some beautiful insights into the pasuk. Omer vayihi lashon sar. The word vayihi is lashon sar. Why? Because Ulai, says the Chaim, she'asim meriva Bilaam and Balak. Now Bilaam and Balak did not like each other. It was what you would say a partnership of convenience. They both needed each other for their interest, their self-purpose, their self-interest. Balak needed Bilaam to curse Klal Yisrael. Bilaam needed Balak to raise his stature and for money. And it seems to be, says the Ohr HaChaim, that there was a little bit of an argument prior. And Balak and Bilaam were upset at each other because it seems to be that Balak did not send enough meat prior as was requested. And therefore he was betzar. So Vayikach Balak, so the Ohr HaChaim says the word Vayikach Balak is to teach us L'kacha bidvarim. Balak went over to appease him. He didn't want to go, and so he sort of not forced him to go, but he convinced him through appeasement to come and to continue their plan to try to curse Klal Yisrael. This is an unbelievable Ohr HaChaim. Ohr HaChaim teaches us that he understands not only ruchniistic things, but also gashmiistic things. We know that Bilaam was limp in one of his legs. Now we know that the normal nature, the normal body of a person, like when they get older, or especially when they have an injury, it takes them some time to warm up, right? We'll say it in English, right? You have to warm up. You have to stretch a little bit. You walk for a few minutes, right? Before you do any exercise, you always, you warm up the body a little bit. You loosen the joints. You stretch. All the more so somebody who's limp. Right? Is also to go up to high places, to start, right? A person who's older person and his body's aching, the last thing he wants to do in the morning is start climbing up steps, going up mountains, befrat in the morning. So the pasuk is telling us, you know why it was Bilaam Bitzar? Because it was in the morning, his body was aching, he didn't yet get, rolling, as they say in English. So he was Bitzar because it was the morning. It was very hard for him to walk. V'tamatzar was because it's the morning. So here, the Ohr HaChaim says that Balak carried him or supported him. That's why it says Vayikach Balak es Bilaam. So two different pshatim we see here. The Ohr HaChaim is medayik and every single word in the Torah to tell us exactly what was going on. Oidnes kavin, a third pshat. Balak was not able to sleep. He was excited. Now, for a king, as we're going to learn, to get up early is a very annoying type of things, right? Normally, kings sleep late in the morning, and now for him to get up early causes him tsar. Why was Balak bitzar? Because it was in the morning. He got up early in the morning. And that's why it says Lashon Sar. Oid Yirtza. Al derech oimrim v'zel l'shoinam. Bamais Baal ze Pa'ar. This place called Bamais Baal is also known as the idol, the Avodah Zarah called Ba'ar. Pa'ar. Pa'ar we're going to learn at the end of the Parsha, and a little bit in next week's Parsha. Pa'ar was a unique Avodah Zarah that was served, as we're going to see in a second, by going to the bathroom. At Kal l'shoinam. V'yedua ki pa'ar avodasa hi atrazas zevel b'fanav. Now we know that the way of serving this avodah zarah was by going to the bathroom. V'zel lashon devrei b'ma oivdin avodah zarah shapa'ar oichlin tradin v'shoysin sheicha umatrizim b'fanah. They would eat things that would cause them to go to the bathroom. They would eat beets, beer, right? Things that stimulated, going to the bathroom. And then they would go to the bathroom in front of this avodah zarah. That was this type of avodah. Something that's disgusting. Well, the times that Ratza Balak lahalis Bilam leparsh he b'ma'aseh Baal. Balak wanted Bilam to serve this avodah zarah when in the morning, and so why was Bilam disgusted? So Ohr HaChaim says, "Who am I, Rabbi vayalei b'ma'aseh Baal?" Because possibly Bilam was not really into avodah zarah so much, especially this type of avodah zarah. So in the morning, when there was the normal time to go to the bathroom, So Balak took Bilaam, and Bilaam was like disgusted a little by it. So the pasuk says, "Vayhi." Bilaam was disgusted. He's a bit sad that he had to go to the bathroom in front of the Avodah Zarah. Why? Because it was the normal time by boik in the morning. Vayikach Balak. Balak sort of, convinced him to go and do this Avodah Zarah. Oid near a time of Biker. Another reason why specifically it says Babiker. Api Divrayim. Now the Ohr HaChaim comes with a very fascinating insight. Shekeshafav shel Balak hayu. Now we know that Balak's sorcery was done through the bird, as it says in the beginning of the Parshat, Ben Tzipor. Lazeh bachar Balak la'amoid babiker. Now, when was the best time to commune with this Avodah Zarah? When was the best time to get the information that this Avodah Zarah called Tzipor to give to us? That was in the morning. Sha'az yitzaf seifat Tzipor ki yidu. We know that birds chirp in the morning. And this bird, this Avodah Zarah bird, worked in the same way as regular birds. And through Balak's wizardry, his kesamav, and his sorcery, this was the time specifically to commune, to connect with this Avodah Zarah, the Tzipor. The Ohr HaChaim says a very interesting question. The end of the pasuk says that they saw Klal Yisrael. Says the Ohr HaChaim, how could they have seen Klal Yisrael? They were covered by clouds. We know the one time that the clouds left when Aaron HaKohen died, Canaan saw them, and they were able to attack. They were able to locate Klal Yisrael's location and attack them. But Hakadosh Baruch Hu now brought the clouds back. So how could the pasuk say, says the Ohr HaChaim, Vayar misham ketzei ha'am. So the Ohr HaChaim says the reason they were able to see it was through this sorcery, through this witchcraft called the Tzipor. Through the Tzipor, they were able to see, maybe they looked into the eyes of the Tzipor, or some sort of vision that appeared when they connected through the Koichas Atumah through the Tzipor. It's not clear. However, because of this sorcery, they were able to see what was behind the Anana Yaakaved, and through that he was going to show Bilaam where Klal Yisrael was, for the purpose of cursing Klal Yisrael Chas v'Shalom. So we see from here how the Ohr HaChaim is medayik in every word, that every word is coming to teach us some other aspect of the story. Either Bilaam and Balak had a fight, either Bilaam was very difficult for him to walk in the morning, or Balak was excited so he didn't really sleep, so he was a bit sad that he didn't get enough sleep. And the word Babaika comes to teach us that was the optimal time that Balak was able to do sorcery with his witchcraft to reveal the location and the actual different chalakim of Klal Yisrael. And again, just as a reminder, we were trying to be mechazik ourselves, befrat myself, to learn B'Kavua, the Ohr HaChaim Hakadosh, whose yortzai will be this week. And for those that can't be by the kaver, either 3 days before, 3 days after, the best way is always to learn from a sefer, as it says, Sisvaisav Doivers B'Kaver. When we learn from the sefer, it's Kaviyachal, we're at the cave of the Ohr HaChaim, and for sure he'll be a Melis Yosher for us in this world and in the next world.